Hello, everybody. Welcome to Issue Crew Movie Reviews, the show where members of the Issue Crew review fine films or sometimes television shows if we feel like it. I am your host, Riely, joined, of course, by a wacky cast of characters, as usual. Kathy.
No.
Okay. And Mo Side Diggity.
Yes, hello everyone. How you doing? How you doing?
How you doing? How you doing?
How am I doing?
So welcome back to the show. Sorry it's been a couple weeks. Fucking Insight Zoidberg. Stupid fucking idiot. Okay, here's what ended the weekly Issue Crew movie reviews streak, okay?
He was British and he had enough of his shit.
So, shut up. The week after we did Paul Blart Mall Cop, I, as usual, as I am wont to do, scheduled another movie review. And I was supposed to review the new Flash movie, which, yes, I did spend $14 on a movie ticket to see for this
Jesus
purpose.
Christ, $14? It's like
Yeah.
fucking $8 here.
Well,
And I think that's too
you're better
expensive.
off. But
wow, holy
yeah,
shit.
I spent like 14.
Was it in 3D or IMAX or anything?
No.
Just fucking $14. Is this just for the ticket, not like
Yes.
popcorn and drink? Jesus Christ.
Yeah, it's pretty bad. But anyway, so I spent $14 on a fucking movie ticket to see The Flash, so I could review it on a podcast with Insight fucking Zoidberg. And the first day, we fuck up the scheduling somehow. I don't remember what happened, but like we fucked up in some manner. And then we scheduled it for another day. And she pitched me a time. She said, "How's this time PST?" Now, mind you, Insight at the time was in Israel, and she was on a very different time zone. But I was not aware.
Can I say something about that?
Yes.
About Israel specifically?
No. Let's not do that. But I didn't know what Israel's time zone was. I don't know. I don't go to fucking Israel. I don't know what time it is in fucking Israel. So Insight pitches me a time in PST, Pacific Standard Time, and in my mind, knowing nothing about Israel, I'm like, okay, maybe their time zone is the same time as Pacific Standard Time. So I did the conversion, and I was like, okay, this time PST, cool. As it turns out, Insight had just assumed that my time zone was PST and didn't bother to check. She knew what time it was for me, but she assumed I was in PST. So I did the Pacific Standard Time conversion, and thus we were completely confused on what time it was. And then, like, I was like 30 minutes away from having to do another podcast, and I got a call from Insight. And she's like ready to do the show, and I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? We're supposed to do that in like 3 hours. And she's like, what are you talking about? And we realized that she's just fucking inventing fake time zones in her head. So that's why there was no movie review. There was also no movie review the next week, but that was just because we failed to schedule correctly. I think it was my bad, actually. I think I just got like too depressed to record that week. But in reality, it all stems from Insight Zoidberg, because we were ahead. We were 1 week ahead before I didn't do that. So if I had done the Flash with Insight Zoidberg and then we had missed Prince of Egypt last week, we still would have been fine. But no, she's inventing fake time zones in her head.
It's okay. I mean, Crow did cuck you.
Crow didn't cuck me. We just thought that he did, because you were dumb and didn't realize what time he wanted to do it. By the way, folks, shameless plug, go check out the Crow's Nest podcast, where Kathy was the first guest. What movie did you do in Crow review?
We reviewed City of Lost Children.
City of Lost Children, that's right. New Crow's Nest podcast starring Crow Royalty. I am the editor on that show, and Kathy was the first guest, so go check it out. But today, we are here to finally discuss The Prince of Egypt. Kathy, you want to tell us a little bit about this little paragraph summary of what The Prince of Egypt is and what it's about?
So the Prince of Egypt is the story of Exodus, ironically incorrectly told through a story. I don't think the movie's bad for the record. However, they just got a lot of stuff wrong from the Bible. So what happens is Moses is raised by the king and queen of Egypt, the Pharaoh, etc. And he's a Jew. Eventually, he basically runs away from Egypt because he killed a guy, and goes into like this
Were the
town out.
Egyptians Jewish? I
No,
No,
don't think
they're
they were.
no
I think they had
the
their own
slaves
religion.
were.
no, he was Jewish.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, did
So
you
he
not
can't.
watch the movie? That's
In the
like
movie,
half
they
the
never uttered the word Jewish once. They said
well,
Hebrew.
Hebrew. Yeah, Hebrew
Yeah,
equals shoe.
got it.
So he leaves Egypt, and he eventually discovers upon this place with a bunch of other Jews where he becomes a Jew. Then he goes back and tells the Pharaoh to release his people because they're slaves, basically.
All right. Well, I will say this movie was a masterwork. This is awesome. This is a great film.
This is a great film. I really like it. Mo, what do you think?
Oh, it's absolutely fantastic. Like, you look a lot at what DreamWorks has done over like the last like couple of decades, right? And you look at like stuff like I think didn't DreamWorks did Shrek, right? That's their stuff.
Yes.
Okay. I mean, if you look at the evolution of their animation from 2D, the classic 2D, which is what Prince of Egypt is, to compared to say like Kung Fu Panda or even Shrek, there's just like there's no shortage of like skill and absolute talent in that company, you know? And even though I think if I were to compare just to those three, I would say that Shrek looks the worst because it kind of almost looks like borderline SFM porn. But like if you really look at it, and then you contrast that and compare that to fucking Kung Fu Panda, the very first one, you see like light years of like a difference as far as quality is concerned. But as far as like them transitioning to from 2D to 3D, it's just like a fantastic studio. And if you look at the quality of the animation of Prince of Egypt, I really do have to say I think it holds up really really well. I think that a lot of 2D animation, like a Treasure Planet, for example, I referenced that because I want to bring this up. If you look at all the 2D animated movies that have 3D animation elements, you can tell how absolutely dated that they are. But you look at something like The Lion King or Prince of Egypt or Aladdin, for instance, the animation's not as dated as those ones. So, in conclusion, it's absolutely still a visual masterpiece, and I know that we're going to like go over a lot more of what we loved about it during the show today.
Yeah, I think the animation was legitimately stellar. Like, I will definitely say, I was very impressed by it.
Yeah, because it's not as easy as people thought. Like this is even using today's standards. I mean, you could do the 2D animated movie faster, but it costs a fuck ton more because it's quote unquote niche animation now,
Yeah,
and like 3D is kind
Is
of
that? I
considered.
don't know if that's true.
No,
I
no,
mean,
that
no,
is the tech switch
the
up is the thing that sort of like gets that because you have to hire 2D artists instead of 3D artists. You have to use 2D animated animation technology and hardware instead of like 3D artists and 3D animation hardware, stuff like that.
I mean, here's the thing, like, Disney doesn't do like 2D animation anymore because they think that like people don't want it, and it's also like a lot cheaper just to do 3D now.
What
Like,
movies does Disney themselves even put out? I guess like the Frozen movies they did.
literally just like,
A lot of the shit that comes out from them is Pixar now.
yeah, literally just like remakes and reboots of old franchises, nothing original. But basically. So, The Prince of Egypt is a very religious film, and religion is a very big part of it. So what did you think of like Moses's like beginning characterization?
Interestingly enough, it really waited until. Hold on. I'm I'm trying to fucking tactically talk over this fucking person whacking their weeds or whatever the fuck right now.
Just mute yourself. I actually have something to say about that.
Okay, go ahead.
Uh, it what the I of course this movie is based on a story out of the Bible, about Moses and the Pharaoh and let my people go and all that. I like how that it's a factor in the film, but it's not the predominant factor. It doesn't just like
I mean,
beat you over the head with it because it's not trying to preach to you or anything. It's not trying to convert you or anything like that.
I mean,
It's fantastic. Like, of course, there's like the religious connotations like have to be made, but I don't think that they're being like preachy. There's no like le edgy Reddit atheist character or anything like that. It's like today's fucking movies will have, right? But
I would say that like I wouldn't say it beat you over the head with it, but it's obviously a very religious film.
well, yeah,
I
because it
mean,
has
um,
to be.
like 3 out of the 5 of the
That's what I was
biggest
gonna
religions.
say, is that
Can
it
you
doesn't
please
beat
let
you
me
over the head with
speak
it.
instead of
No.
speaking of? So 3 out of the 5 of the biggest religions in today's world are actually have this story in their holy books. So
Well, yeah, well, yeah, well, no, Jews and Christians. Who else would have
actually,
it?
Muslims have it in their holy book.
Really, they actually have the story of Moses in the Quran?
Well, yeah, because
Yeah,
Muslims worship the same God we do. Allah
no,
is
they
just a
don't.
word for
No,
God.
well, no. I mean, they worship God, but it's not the same religion. So,
I
what would
mean,
they
Very
okay.
about a
similar.
Hebrew? No,
Here's the
no,
thing.
Riley. It's not.
Here's the
Okay.
thing. Islam is like literally an offshoot of Judaism.
Well,
Yeah.
no, I disagree with that.
No, that's literally just a fact.
I disagree, but whatever. It's fine. I don't know if
That's
that's an
just what it
offshoot.
is. That's what Islam is.
Oh, okay. This is actually the first time I've ever heard anyone like compare, like
Okay, so you
say
know
that
how
Islam is an offshoot of
o-
Judaism.
okay, so you know how Jesus came down and basically said like, okay, I'm the son of God, etc., etc.
Mm-hmm.
Well, basically in Islam, Muhammad isn't like the son of God or anything, but he is God's greatest prophet. And basically in Islam, Muhammad Muhammad basically Muhammad was contacted by Yahweh to tell the people to stop doing like all that bad stuff, pagan worship they were doing.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, I'm going to be honest. I don't know like enough about the origins of Islam, really. Uh, I'll say I guess.
You're not a historic Islam expert, Mo Diggity. Come on.
Well, no. This is sort of the first I've ever heard like people like compare it to like to call it a Judean knockoff or spinoff. Like that's new. This is new to me. So that's all I was saying.
So basically, this story is I'd like to say the Jewish slavery is portrayed very well in this movie. Um, like the way they in the Bible, basically what happens is there's a story about how the Jewish slaves were told to were given bricks, and then after something happened, the Pharaoh was like, "Okay, we're not going to give you bricks anymore. You're going to have to make the bricks yourselves, and also you have to still complete the building in the amount of time that was before." So and then they just beat people because they weren't getting it done on time because they had to make bricks instead of working on the building.
Oh, okay.
Sounds rough for them.
You guys have anything to say about
Uh,
this movie?
all right. I guess I'll lead. I thought I thought the portrayal of the movie was uh, fuck. Hold on. Can y'all say something, please, instead of just sitting there in silence? Come on.
You were talking.
Oh, whatever. So, I think one of the best things about this movie is that while this movie does alter from the biblical story, the same message is still the same in the end. The message is, of course, do not mess with God's people, right?
Well, kind of. I mean, it's a little bit more complicated than that. It was sort of like will you choose selfishness or will you choose to be humble? It's kind of like the power of the humble versus the power of the of like authority, or like in this case, the pharaoh. You know?
Yeah, that's probably the more general thematic idea behind it, beyond the obvious religious text. Which I was trying to say earlier while this guy was fucking weed whacking. That I do agree they don't hit you over the head with it as much, and I appreciate that. At least not until towards the end, it really kind of ramped up. But I still enjoyed it. I never denied that the Bible was a good fictional story.
Lay up boat for
Good
you.
thing it's not fiction.
Tons of Reddit karma
Okay,
for
sure.
you. Reddit karma. Reddit karma. Reddit
Santa
gold.
Claus is real too, and the Easter Bunny.
Reddit gold. Oh, you're getting like tons of Reddit gold from this post.
But I think this movie yeah, like Mo mentioned earlier, they really do like treat every frame like a painting. Like truly. Yeah. Every single frame of this movie feels like it was made just just for like visual delight. Like especially all of the songs. Like when Moses is in that basket, right? And like none of the animals are harming him despite being very dangerous animals. Like every single like frame in that is just like beautiful, right?
Oh
Oh
yeah,
yeah.
yeah, it's absolutely fantastic. There's a shot where when Moses finally comes back and he talks to Pharaoh Ramses, there's a shot where the Pharaoh's sitting down and you see the two sphinxes in the background, and you can see him sort of like almost lining up, sort of like like a top, mid, lower, sort of like a layered thing. I think the word I was because I watched a lot of other videos supporting this as well. It was like symmetrical. They use symmetry a lot in this movie, and I really appreciated that because I love that shot of the Pharaoh sitting down. Then it pans over to Moses trying to show him like the plight of the Hebrew slaves in his kingdom. And as it was, the Pharaoh's heart was hardened to the woes of the Jews, or the Hebrews in this case. They actually did a really good job of like contrasting and comparing a lot of shots. When Moses finds out who he is and where he comes from after meeting his long lost sister, that was really really well done. I thought.
Can you guys hear
I
my air
thought
conditioner?
no. I thought the
Okay.
dynamic between Moses and his brother was really well done in this movie. So basically they kind of make like it's kind of clear that neither of them really want to be fighting, right?
Yeah.
Yet
Yeah,
for,
the movie. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
yet for religious and like for religious regions, Moses of course has to. Um basically what's happening is Moses is like pretty sad about what he has to do in this movie. And it's actually kind of different in the Bible. I'll get back to that. But it's pretty clear Moses does not want to um destroy his own brother's people or the people that he grew up with.
Yeah, he does a whole song about how it's hurting him. And I will say the movie does a really good job of establishing their brotherly relationship early on. Because, like, I really I got emotionally invested in these silly little guys when they were having their horse race, and I was hurt throughout the movie as they fell apart. I think that was handled very well.
Yeah, I mean the music in this movie's already like 10 out of 10. Like there's like no doubt about that at all. I was kind of taken aback. Because I've only ever watched this movie once, right? And God, there's a lot of musical numbers in this movie. Not that I hated it or anything. It was sort of like, it's kind of like a God of War, or that God of War game. Like you take 5 steps, cutscene, take another 10 steps, half-hour cutscenes. It's a little bit like that. It's like, all right, and Moses went to go get some water. Oh, I'm getting some water. Thank you, Jews. Oh, glug. It's there's a lot of that in this movie.
There's a lot of yeah, there's a lot of songs where there really doesn't need to be in this movie. Some of the songs are really well done, like the Plague song I thought was pretty good. Um the opening song was pretty good, but all the other ones you know, they're all right, I guess.
No, I thought they were really good. Like the opening song, was really really well done.
Yeah,
The
that's
way
what
that the movie opens is fantastically done.
yeah,
Uh,
that's what I'm saying. I'm
there's
saying like the opening and the the Plague song were really good is what I'm saying.
I think every song in the movie has its place though. Like when he finally gets to the tribe and the elder of the tribe starts singing singing that song. Talking about, don't look through your eyes, look through the eyes of heaven. Ooh, yeah, baby. I don't recall the full song right now, so I'm sort of really, really musically paraphrasing here. But yeah, I thought that was good, and I think all the songs had their place. I don't think I would cut one out.
I think that
You know, the songs in this movie were pretty consistently good. I agree.
the thing about this movie is Moses like has a character now. Like it's this arc of like Moses going through kind of like a redemption arc, I guess, because in the beginning of the movie he's kind of like a piece of shit.
Well, he's not too
Like
much of a piece of shit. You can tell that he's definitely spoiled. Like he just runs around the palace just doing whatever he wants and all that, but he does kind of have a heart. I mean, the slave girl who was captured, he did mislead the guards, and instead of taking advantage of her, like most people like that do in positions of power, he aids her escape, yeah, at least from the palace.
yeah, I know that well wait, that wasn't his sister, was it?
No, that was his wife, his eventual wife.
Yeah, yeah. Because he meets his sister, like I think a little later on.
Yeah, I think it's like actually directly after that. But Moses like he kind of starts off as like somebody who always gets his brother into trouble and doesn't really have any responsibilities, I guess.
Well, yeah, because he's pretty much not the next in line for the throne. Correct? It was Ramses. It was his
Yeah,
brother.
so he just kind of does whatever he wants and
It seems weird because like he would still. It seems weird that it's like treated as if there's no scenario in which he would become the pharaoh because like if the father dies and then Ramesses dies before he has a kid, then it would be Moses, right?
Well, yeah. But they didn't really focus too much on that because it's a story about the two of them. So,
yeah.
but like like a the second sibling usually doesn't have nearly as much responsibility thrust upon them as the eldest one does.
Yeah, that's fair.
Another thing in this movie is like Ramesses kind of like Ramesses is like his dad comes down really hard on Ramesses, and it seems like that affects him in the future to make him this kind of more mature human being, right?
Yeah, that's kind of what drives him mad to an extent, is just a desire to impress his father and not being the weak link.
And
Exactly.
also like trying to outdo everything that his dad did. Like he built his Sphinx, then I think he built the bigger one, right?
Yeah, this is
Uh,
what daddy issues does to a motherfucker, essentially.
Yeah, just getting beat with the fucking Pharaoh cane will fuck your life up, man.
yeah. I know. Like he also seems to be like kind of like a family man in the movie, if that makes sense.
Or a Family Guy. Okay,
Demi Gloom.
thank you. I'm glad I got a laugh out of that because if I didn't, I was gonna be pissed.
Demi Gloom, is that you?
Oh, I'm a
Demigloom's the only one.
Family Guy.
Demigloom's the only one who's allowed to talk about Family Guy.
Bullshit! I'm going to talk about Family Guy a billion fucking times.
I so badly actually want to do the Family Guy episode of Issue Crew, and it really pisses me off that that was a troll op.
Why was that a troll lot?
You don't
Oh
remember the
yeah.
night
No,
when?
no.
Yeah,
I remember now. Never mind. God.
what a time! What a time in our lives. I got to figure out what we're talking about Monday. I haven't had to pick a topic in 3 weeks because we've done the internet trilogy, which is over 8 hours long between the three episodes.
God damn. Yeah, I know that you
Mm.
guys went live on Kick to troll the shit out of me during my stream on
We
that
did. It
Monday,
was great.
and then you guys were like on for like hours.
Yeah. The that episode
Not
was
that that's a
like
bad thing.
yeah, that episode was like 3 hours and 15 minutes. I think it's the longest issue crew to date, and it will probably remain so for a while.
Hmm.
But I'm trying to think of what else I want to mention regarding this film.
The problem is a lot of the more interesting stuff is at the end.
Well, yeah, we don't have to go in order. We can talk about the stuff at the end.
All right, so what did you think about the smiting of the Egyptian children?
Wow, what a nice, benevolent, loving God. Fucking, oh yeah, I'm just gonna kill all their kids. That'll teach them. I'm gonna kill all these innocent children. That'll teach Egypt.
That's what he had to do.
Well, not really, because throughout the
Kill
Bible,
them! If you have the power to kill people, kill them! Don't kill
Well,
their
that,
fucking kids!
well, that would have just led to more deaths. You know, God doesn't like killing children.
You're muffled.
God doesn't like killing children. There's proof of that in the Bible. But he had to.
Just this
Because
innocent kid, the
that's
fucking
the
Ramesses' son, who's just this innocent boy who's scared of the dark or whatever the fuck. And then the next scene, he's fucking dead because God showed up and said, "I'm gonna kill all the kids."
yeah, it's kind of like a weird like oversight on God's part. You know, it's like, hey, I'm going to kill all these kids. I could
that
just
was
kill the
the
Pharaoh and his men, but you know, I'm going to kill the
that's
children
the
instead.
well that's the only way they would have let them go though.
Well, kind of true, yeah, but like it also says in the Bible, though, like that this is based off of that, like God was the one that hardened Pharaoh's heart. So
Well,
if
okay,
God just didn't,
hold on. In the Bible, it says that God hardened Pharaoh's heart, but that was only for the plagues. After the plagues, Pharaoh hardened his own heart.
okay, all right. I mean, I'm not going to dispute that. At least, I mean, I get you on that.
And the ending with the soldiers did kind of trick me. I'll be real with you, I haven't read the Bible in a while, so I was like, are they not gonna part a C in this movie? I was kind of confused. Because the musical sequence when they leave Egypt goes on for so long, and the movie was so close to over that I was like, are the credits just really long? Like, is this it? Like, because immediately I was like, I knew, like, oh, like he's gonna let them go and then he's gonna come after them. But then it just like went on for so long. I was like, wait, is this really it? And then no, the soldiers did show up.
Yeah, I also want to say, like, Moses didn't look like he wanted to have to, like, partake in the killing of the children either.
Yeah, no, he very obviously was like, please don't make me do this.
And
Yeah,
he
and then
seems
he
very,
broke down crying after he left.
and he seems very sad when his nephew died.
What a nice guy, that God, killing kids for the good of humanity.
What did you think of the scene itself?
It was animated brilliantly. It was a very dramatic, well done sequence. It was great.
Yeah, the specter of death going all around, all through the houses of Egypt and then Pharaoh's palace was really, really
And,
well done.
and it's just the sound, like that, like slight crackling sound it makes when it kills somebody.
Mm-hmm.
That was just disturbing.
This movie's fucking dark.
Well, yeah.
It is, but it's really good. Now, another thing, what did you think of the parting of the sea?
Oh, that was done beautifully. I was waiting for it the whole time. That's the one thing I know about Moses as a light knower of the Bible is that he parts a sea. I was waiting for it, and he did it, and it was animated beautifully, and it was pretty sick.
Oh yeah, yeah. It was one of those. I remember when this movie first was coming out, and they started showing off all of the behind the scenes stuff, right? Like on HBO and junk like that. Like when this movie was finally allowed to be on, like the paid premium cable TV channels, the the fucking media blitz on this was just freaking amazing. You had hours of behind the scenes stuff with Prince of Egypt, and I must have watched all of that. It was right around the time that I also watched. I was watching a lot of behind the scenes stuff. I was watching that and the behind the scenes stuff for uh oh God, I just did not forget about that. 13th Warrior. Yeah, 13th Warrior. I was really, really getting into the idea of 3D animation. And they were always showing those two sort of like one after the other sometimes, or at least a little bit closer to them, like 2 hours they'd like show that or the other thing. And it was like really amazing how well done the parting of the Red Sea was. Which, by the way, side tangent here. Fuck Neil deGrasse Tyson for constantly like trying to just show up on Twitter. Hey, did you guys know that the parting of the Red Sea was like kind of bullshit? It was just like a light wind. That like this is the way that Neil deGrasse Tyson explained it is exactly the way that Christians say that atheists would say. That just
What
to bullshit
what
you.
did what did he say?
Oh,
Why
he
does Neil
said it was
deGrasse Tyson feel the need to explain the
because he's
parting
a
of the
fucking
Red Sea?
because science and religion, lol, you're stupid. I'm scientist. I'm
Well,
smart and
well,
like
what did he
atheist. But yeah,
what
he
did
was
he
just being a
say?
dick. Oh, he was explaining like, well, this is how science would explain the parting of the so-called parting of the Red Sea. It was just a light wind that split that blew the sea away just a tiny little bit, and they just like it was just a few of like quote unquote Moses and some Jews, and so there was a few of the men that Pharaoh sent to arrest them. They simply slipped and fell. Sorry, religious people, but you're wrong. Less science wins again. Upvote, upvote, upvote. So it's like really, really insulting, like the way that people anti-religious people will explain like stories in the Bible that aren't like offensive or mean-spirited or anything. They just decide to go, "Hey, I'm going to take a shit all over this," even though it's
Mo, are
you
you
know
Christian?
what? No, no, no. I just don't like atheists online. No, like
Fair.
because I am still kind of an atheist. Like I'm more like at peace with the idea that people have faith now, but I really hate the if I knew today like what online atheism would have became what it becomes like way back in like 2007 2008 when this stuff was like starting to go like dude I would have never gotten involved
Well,
Yeah,
why don't you just become a Christian?
why?
because I don't have faith.
Why not?
Because
We're not doing the Christian conversion podcast. This is not happening live. We're not we're not
well,
showing
no,
no
it's
diggity the ways
a
of God and
simple no,
Jesus.
it's a simple answer. I don't believe. I think humanity's too fucking evil, and I mean, I'll put it to you this way: either God doesn't exist or God doesn't care. It's
I'm
got to be one of those two.
Well,
I
God
don't think
obviously
I don't
cares.
think that. No, I don't think so. He does not give a shit.
How do you even begin to explain the breadth of awful shit that occurs if this quote unquote loving God is watching over us and everything is quote unquote part of his
Well,
plan?
no,
Why are
well, no.
children being slaughtered? Why are people dying of starvation every day? What do you have to say for yourself, God? Jesus?
Well, no,
Well,
that's because. Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Kathy.
God gave us free will.
Okay, buddy. Here's my thing, just to make my position clear. I believe agnostic is the word that you would use to describe my position, where it's like
Fence sitter.
I believe in the abstract concept of a higher power because I don't believe that all of this happened by accident. However, the Bible is fucking stupid. That's my position. But as stupid as it is, the story it tells about Mr. Moses made a damn good film.
Yeah, like a lot of
Yeah.
the a lot of stories from the Old Testament are really like wonderfully done.
Like what are some
Well,
other Old Testament stories that you like, Mo?
Oh, fuck, I'm putting on a spot here. I forget who it was specifically who was all right. So there was some despots and they were doing the boo. You can't worship your religion. You have to worship the idols, or else I'll throw you into this giant fucking furnace, right? And then this one guy was like, "No, I don't think I'll worship your idols. I'll worship my God." Well, into the furnace you go. No, I'm his friend. Don't do that. Into the furnace you also go. And the fire was so intense and so hot that the guards who threw the two in there were burnt alive. But once he was wondering why he wasn't here, why the bad guy was wondering why he wasn't hearing screams coming from the fucking the kiln or the furnace, right? And he got a good enough angle to see inside, and he saw them not screaming or anything, but them talking to a third figure, which was supposed to be God. So they were just chilling in the fire with God. So I thought that's a cool story.
Just vibing with God as you burn to death. Pretty sick.
No. They walked out of the fire. They didn't
Oh,
die.
okay.
Yeah, sorry. I guess I should have ended it with that part. No, they walked out of the
I thought it was just
fire.
like they were at peace as they died because they spoke to God in the furnace.
Oh yeah. Sorry, I should have ended
Yeah.
there.
hmm.
Do you have any favorite Old Testament stories, Kathy? Miss Bible over there?
There's also the
Um,
story of Job.
I like this. I like the story of creation.
What, like the on the first day he made the whatever, like that story?
Yeah,
Okay.
That
snake in the
story. You
garden.
sound like such a
Can
skeptic.
you count it real quick? What did he make? What days did he make?
Well, he made Magic the Gathering on the first day, then Pokemon on the
Pokemon on
second.
the second.
Is that the cynical,
Yu-Gi-Oh on the
jaded
third.
answer that you want to hear, Riley?
No, I
He made
actually want to know what he made on each day. I don't
he
remember. I'm
made a
curious.
dome. He made a dome. In fact, the Bible actually got it right on the Earth being a ball. Millions of years, not millions, thousands of years before anybody else did. He made a dome. He made the sun. He made the moon. He made the Earth. He really liked the Earth, so he put some creatures on it. Adam and Eve partook in the eating of the apple, etc., etc.
I like how the Adam and Eve story. Oh yeah, I guess that would count as an Old Testament story, huh?
Yeah.
I like how the Adam and Eve and Garden of Eden story in the Bible has been used for like 1,000 different other stories, like not up to and including like vampires and like like the creation of the vampires and mystical magical shit. I really enjoy that. I'm referring to, well, the idea is Eve was Adam's second wife, and the first one was Lilith. And she, according to Adam, she's like, totally being a bitch, God. Can I have like another one, please? It's
Who the fuck
basically
is-
the biblical.
Is that
no,
real? What?
it's the biblical equivalent of Peter Griffin showing up in the appliance repair shop and throwing his dead wife on the counter and said, "My dishwasher's broken." Not you again.
Who is Lilith? Is this the fucking Bible
Who the fuck-
equivalent
Okay.
of Graggle
Oh.
Simpson? What are you talking about?
No. Have you guys never actually heard this story before? Like the
No, wait, hold
alleged
on.
the alleged story of Adam's quote unquote first wife.
I know who Lilith is, but no, I've never heard the story of Adam's first wife. I've read the Bible. There's no
Oh.
mention of.
Yeah, no. That's because it's some say it's in the Dead Sea Scrolls. Some other people say it's in like a redacted chapter of the Bible. There's actually a lot of question mark. Is this real or not? No one's been able to really prove it, but they also haven't been able to disprove it either. So there's like variations. It's like when Christ, like the big time gap in Jesus's life. We know him when he was a kid. We know him as an adult. But what happened in between? It's sort of like one of those scenarios.
Interesting.
Yes, Adam's first wife, Graggle.
Not Graggle. Who the fuck is Graggle? Why do you keep saying that?
Do you not know about Graggle Simpson, or more relevant to us, Graggle Issue Crew?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
Don't worry about it.
Fucking weirdo.
The Mo's playing coy, by the way. He of course knows the seventh member of the Issue Crew, Graggle Issue Crew. He's of course familiar.
No, I have no idea what the fuck you're talking about.
I don't know, old dementia Mo over here.
Yeah, old Dementia Mo over here forgot about Graggle.
No, you guys are like trying to gaslight me and fucking fool me into thinking that there's been a Graggle fucking Issue Crew member, and there hasn't been. I would have remembered that.
He was on the Dragon Ball episode.
I don't even remember that episode.
Graggle.
I
came
know that
and
we
said
did that
hello
for the
to audience.
MoCast, but like, I don't remember the Dragon Ball Issue Crew or largest issue or whatever fucking nonsense we did back then.
I think
I don't
that was
remember.
our. You don't remember that? That was an Issue Crew episode, and that's our. I think it's our longest one, or our second longest now, but it was our longest one.
Oh, I don't remember. We must have did that a much longer time than I could remember. Because I'm going to be honest with you, I tend to forget like a lot of ew, God, gross. I tend to forget a lot of the podcasts I do.
Wow, how rude!
It's not in a bad way. It's just like, I have to remember to breathe. I have to remember to I have to remember to eat. I have to remember to sleep. I have to shit post on Twitter.
Crooked Mo can't remember a single thing about.
Yeah, okay, or
Mo.
Doll J, Kathy.
Mo Diggity has dementia. He doesn't
can't
remember our friend Graggle Issue Crew, the best
like, dude,
member of the Issue Crew podcast.
He can't even remember.
Who?
It's tragic. They don't remember Graggle Issue Crew. Everybody knows who Graggle Issue Crew is. Most famous. Everybody knows this, and he can't remember it.
Look, if I were to remember that, then I wouldn't remember to ramble about virtual currencies, vaccines, and like stuff about World War III and the Ukraine. Okay,
Valuable crypto memory is being taken up by Graggle Issue Crew.
I have to talk to people about Dogecoin and fucking other Litecoins and Bitcoin and digital currencies and stuff. I just have to.
Mo Diggity is bald. He's 47 years old.
Fuck you, Trump.
All right. What else is there about this film that we could discuss? How do you guys feel about the wife character? She was kind of important a little bit sometimes.
Well, it's yeah, okay, like not to be bad or anything. It's just it's a little bit like it's a little bit hard to remember some, not all of the side characters, but some of them, like the two fucking other the two quote unquote like priests. Like, all right,
Yes,
so remember when?
I wanna.
Okay, go ahead.
Sorry, I wanted to talk about the two of Moses' siblings. So in the actual Bible, what happened was Moses went to his brother and gave him his staff, and then asked him to do all of the miracles that God told him to. It was not Moses himself who did them. For some reason, they just cut that out of this movie.
I think it's for like entertainment factor. And a lot of people remember the sort of like, okay, I remember it this way. I remember Moses throwing down the staff and it turning into a snake, and the
But it,
so-called priests of Pharaoh, who were both voiced by Martin Short and Steve Martin, which I kind of think is a really, I think those are two really appropriate roles for them as their entertainers. But instead of Moses having a divine power, divine magic, they had literal smoke and mirrors. So I like that a lot. But I remember the telling of that story as Moses was doing it himself. But of course
no,
it was God, but through Moses.
no. That's not what happens in the Bible, though. It's Moses's brother Aaron who throws down the staff because Moses tells him to.
I guess I just don't remember that part.
Yeah,
But then again, I'm going to be honest. It has also been a very, very long time since I picked up a Bible.
Since you cracked open a cold Bible with the boys, it's been a minute.
but yeah.
When can we
So
expect a Kathy Bible audiobook?
I'll fucking record it right now if you let me post it on the channel.
I would post the Kathy Bible audiobook on the Issue Crew.
All right, fine. I'll do it.
That's the only way I'm ever going to consume the whole Bible, is if it's in audiobook form by Kathy.
Why by me?
Well, perhaps I prefer somebody else, but you're probably the only one I know who would do it.
I'll do it right now.
Well, you can't do it right now. We're talking about Prince of Egypt.
In the beginning.
Oh, no.
Cue Halo music.
Burr, burr, burr.
Oh, dude. Okay. I'm going to be honest. If like someone like just did a whole audio book, like just reading the Bible, like from page to page, chapter to chapter, and just put like Halo themed music, I bet it fucking like would sell like fucking crazy. Because like if you just like let's be real here, like unless you're religious, if you try like like trying to tell the story of Moses or the story of Job, in the Bible, you gotta say it's a little boring. You gotta zazz it up a little bit. You gotta have Hans Zimmer, who also helped did the music, and who else? What? Oh fuck. Philip Lazimink, Lazebink, or no, that's the writer. Okay, well
What are you
Hans
talking
Zimmer.
about? Are you having a
Well, I'm
stroke?
talking about. No, I was trying to read. Okay, I have IMDb like pulled up here just so I can get like better like references and stuff, because there's a lot of people that I didn't know who are in this movie. Like the fucking voice of Shredder, for instance, James Avery. He's a couple of voices in this movie. He does a lot of background characters and stuff.
Shredder from the 80s cartoon?
Yeah, where the fuck I was just James Avery. Yeah, there we go. In the beginning. Oh, go ahead.
When
Sorry.
God created the heavens and the earth was a formless void, and the darkness covered the face of the deep. While a wind from God swept over the face of the waters, then God said, "Let there be light," and there was light. And God saw that the light was good, and God separated the light from the darkness. God called the light day, and the darkness night. And there was evening, and there was morning, the first day. And God said, "Let there be a dome in the midst of the waters. Let it separate the waters from the waters." So
Okay,
God made the
all right, all
dome.
right.
Oh.
Hey, this is good. This is good.
That's a little preview of what you can expect from the Kathy Bible audiobook coming soon.
Patrick Stewart's also in here. Jeff Goldblum as Aaron, Aaron for short. Michelle Pfeiffer. Val Kilmer plays the voice of Moses and God. By the way, I thought the scene where Moses finds the burning bush, God, I
Isn't
thought that
Val
scene.
Kilmer like a Batman in Batman
Yes,
Forever?
yes. Val Kilmer
Wow.
is Batman. So he plays God and Batman. So basically, he is the ultimate actor, and no one else can pretty much touch him. I mean, maybe
Who
Jim
among us has
Caviezel.
played both God and Batman? I can't name another person. Has George Clooney ever played God? I don't think so.
Fuck
Michael
no.
Keaton? No
Fuck
God.
no.
Ben
But he does play the best 80s and 90s
Affleck?
Batman.
No God. Robert
Yeah.
Pattinson? Maybe someday, but not yet.
Sandra Bullock, I believe she's Miriam. That's Moses' wife, right?
Miriam is Moses' sister, I think.
Sister? Fuck. Yeah, so like I said, I've only ever watched it like twice, but yeah, there's Helen Mirren.
You've only
She's
ever
in
watched
there.
it twice, including recently for this podcast, right?
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Okay. Just making sure. Just
And I did
checking.
just kind of watch it like a few days ago, so I should have watched it today, but I decided, well, I'm sure that we'll like do it any time now. To be honest, I was kind of thinking that we're just going to end up like not doing it. For some reason or another, I thought Mariah Carey was supposed to be in this one, but that might be another Disney or Pixar. No, not Pixar. It might be another fucking film. What the fuck was she in? Because I'm looking at all the singing voices and she's not in here, but I might got my wires crossed a little bit. Yeah, but yeah, just a real great cast of people were in this movie. Like Patrick Stewart, SETI, yeah, that was a fun little character. But yeah. Like I said, I'm pretty much done talking about the background characters, I suppose. Sort of said everything I need to say. I do have to kind of call foul though, because I went on Rotten Tomatoes to check this out, and there's like a lot of the critics that are mainly rating the movie these days. They're like, this movie is bad. The animation's dated. Blah 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 blah. 65% from me. It was still good, but the movie's bad. Like, just say that you just don't like the Bible stuff and just be done with it, right?
Yeah.
I think you could give them the benefit of the doubt. I don't know if they.
Like if it were like maybe like 2008, 2009, maybe I can see it just being an arrogant a movie critic, a film snob, if you will. But like kind of everything after like 2017, 2018, I sort of see the forest through the trees, if you know what I mean.
Prince of Egypt. Okay, I'm reading some Rotten Tomatoes reviews. Prince of Egypt is a major failure in.
Yeah, that's
Prince
that's the
of Egypt
first one
is
I
a
see.
failure in major areas, but it's breathtaking in others. It is a good start for DreamWorks, but they'll have to try harder to eclipse the Mouse House. 2.5 out of 4.
Yeah, I mean that's just ignorant. Like, what the fuck? Like, how? Like, I wish they would talk about like some of these quote unquote major failures. That
I'm trying to find
that
more
might be
rotten reviews.
that might be a snotty. Maybe that's not so much a lay Reddit atheist.
Liam Lacey
Post.
says it takes itself too seriously, and that's it. That's the whole review.
Oh yeah, that's. I think that's a family. Okay, that might be a borderline Family Guy reference. If someone says it insists upon itself,
He didn't say it insists upon itself.
it's close though. It's just it insists upon itself adjacent at the very least.
The Prince of Egypt is middlebrow kitsch, 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 I guess, but kitsch straining for respectability and therefore without the energy that can make kitsch entertaining. I wish I knew what kitsch was so I could know what the fuck you're talking about, Charles Taylor of Salon.com.
Oh god, Salon. I can't believe Salon.com is a thing. Like, whoever thought to themselves, like, hey, this great little magazine full of beauty stuff for chicks. Hey, let's put politics in there. That makes everything much better. Like, who the fuck actually? I would like to actually meet a Salon.com reader that's like really, really into the website.
Hold on, what kind of politics is it exactly? Would I like it or dislike it is what I'm asking.
What'd you say?
Would I like Salon's politics or dislike them is what I'm asking.
Well, anyone who even outside of like the beauties and like the beauty and obvious chick stuff, like, does anyone ever like reference Salon.com during like a heated debate about like immigration or sexual assault or like anything? Is like, well, like 15 bajillion immigrants come into this country illegally through like means of blah blah. Here's a Salon.com article detailing that. Like, have you ever heard anyone like do that?
No,
Well, yeah, I don't know. Maybe I just don't take Salon seriously.
I guess.
There's a
But
nagging disharmony between the grandeur of the tale and the lazily anachronistic dialogue, which spoon feeds the audience. That's Owen Gleiberman with Entertainment Weekly.
That sounds like some made up fuck. It almost sounds like they're just trying to look for something bad to say, because I didn't get that at all whatsoever. It's a fucking story. It's not trying to beat you over the head with the message. Like the God stuff, it's not that heavy handed. Like the God stuff and the religious stuff is supposed to be in there. Because like how are you going to have a Bible story using biblical characters but not mention anything about God? That's like God's sort of in like a
Yeah.
more, he's the most integral bit character in the fucking
To
show,
judge a
right?
movie based on a religious story, based on its connection to religion, is a little silly.
Yeah, I mean, you kind of have to. Like, this is kind of what I'm saying. It's like these little backhanded comments. Just say that you don't like the Bible and just be done with it.
Richard Corliss with Time Magazine says the film lacks creative exuberance, any side
That's
pockets of joy.
patently false.
Holy
What was
shit.
what was the rest of that after the blah blah exuberance?
Any side pockets of joy. So there's not even a side pocket of joy
That's
to be had in this film.
because it's not exactly a joyful fucking movie. It has pockets of joy, but most of it is like figuring out that your history, your personal history, is a fucking lie. It's actually like a story of two fucking people. It's a story of two brothers, both Ramses and fucking Moses, and you see sort of like the their lives do run like parallel to each other, but they do eventually branch off, and you're seeing one side and the other, and they're both in direct conflict with one another. It's a tragic tale, just like done in the Bible. So if he's looking for like hand-holdy fucking like Disney themed bullshit, if you're wanting to dance in a mouse singing the Mickey Mouse Club song, you're not going to get that, because this movie like is supposed to highlight the drama and the tragedy of the humble talking to power, because that's the point of the fucking movie. Not everything is smiles. Sometimes your your life crumbles after you find out that you actually are, you thought you were this person, but really you're actually this person, and you find out a lot of aspects of your life is a lie, and you want to go journey on your own. And then even though you love your brother or your partner or something like that, uh you have to get into direct conflict, because now it's your family plus power versus you in your family. It's yeah, sorry, it's your family versus power versus God. It's like one of the oldest stories in the book. Is divinity stronger than mankind's power, or does mankind triumph over religion and religious dogma? It's one of those stories. So that's just, I emphatically disagree with that ridiculous assertion that fucking dude made.
Yeah, I'll stop going through Rotten Tomatoes reviews, but I don't know if I'm as nihilistic as you, Mo. I feel like all of these people are not just shitting on the movie because of Bible shit. I think they're just like fuckheads who don't know a good movie when it slaps them on the
Well,
side of the head.
I'm absolutely fine with just like cucking to that point, so to speak. You know, I'll go ahead and do that too, like because there's a pretty good possibility that might be it, and maybe I'm just reading a little bit too far into it.
Also,
Uh,
I need to get better at this. I do try to like not judge people for their opinions, but it's so integral in my soul to shit on people for not liking the things that I like. I've gotten over I don't shit on people for liking the things that I don't like. Like I like if there's like a movie that I don't like and somebody else likes it, I'm happy for them. Because everything can be liked by somebody, and I'm glad they got something out of it that I didn't. But I'm still inherently programmed to when I like a movie and I hear that somebody doesn't like it, be like, "Hey, fuck you, buddy."
yeah, there's nothing really wrong with doing that. I mean, I don't think so. Like too much. Maybe then again, maybe that's just me. I'm just being an asshole.
Is there anything else you want to go over, or should we go to wrap up questions?
I'm good with going up to
I'm
wrap up questions. I
yeah, I'm
think
going up to wrap.
I've just about said everything that I can say about this movie, I guess. Other than it really is it is a fantastic movie. I think it still holds up to today. Uh I wish Treasure Planet because it's weird. Right, this came out in '98, and Treasure Planet I think came out in '99, and then Titan AE came out also. So these three movies, like it's weird how the community, because I've watched a lot of YouTube videos also about Prince of Egypt, because I also just want to get like a better, clearer like idea of like what people think of this, and like it's nice to see the things pointed out that I missed. Like I didn't get like every like quote unquote example of symmetry, for instance. You know, like it only when a few of them were pointed out to me did I notice that, and that heightened my enjoyment of the movie more. But I kind of wish that like other movies that were coming out in that time by like the same studio and other studios that are similar to DreamWorks, I wish those movies were good too, because they kind of weren't. I think Treasure Planet's is a boring movie, and Titan AE I must have seen like 5 times, and I didn't like it either time.
That's fair. But let's
Oh, and
do. Oh,
and
go ahead.
I guess like the big point is because Treasure Planet was like this movie, the studio didn't green light this film for like years because they quote unquote didn't want to do a story about the Bible, but then they
What story
they
of the
put out.
Bible is Treasure Planet?
Oh no. Sorry, the Prince of Egypt. Sorry, no.
Okay.
My bad.
That's my favorite. That's my favorite
It was
book of
like,
the
My
and
Bible.
God
favorite
went,
Bible story is
"Arr, we're
Treasure
going on
Planet.
a treasure in a spaceship. Yar, mateys. Futuristic technology." But no, the studio. I forgot what. They did one movie. It sucked shit, and so DreamWorks were like, "Well, we got to make a banger of a fucking movie. Hey, let's go do the Moses movie, The Prince of Egypt." And it was this like gigantic fucking spectacle. It was like one of the best films, like of the decade at that time. Got nominated for 3 Oscars, won one for best song in a movie, and people were
Do you know
absolutely
what
freaking
song
out.
won that?
I forgot. I think it was like the main song. When something or other. Hold on. You know,
The song
I'll
they
look
sang
at.
when they escape, the "If You Believe" song, the "When You Believe You Will Achieve" song.
Okay, don't start rhyming. Okay, then you're gonna throw me off, and I'm going like, dude, it's bad enough that I'm thinking of like the Pocahontas colors of the world, and other fucking like a 2D like right around this time there was also well, I'm starting to remember all of uh the 2D animated movies from like '98 to like 2004. Like when did Brother Bear come out?
2002, I think. I would have to Google it to be sure, and I'm not close to my stuff, but I'm pretty sure it was 2002. I had that movie when I was a kid, like on DVD.
All right, let's see. Oh, Steven Schwartz and Hans Zimmer, because I think we've probably been more influenced by Steven Schwartz that we know, but we all know who Hans Zimmer is.
I don't know who either of those people are.
Shut the fuck up, Riley. You know who Hans Zimmer is.
No, I
You're,
don't.
You are full of shit.
I
There's
really
no
do
fucking way
not.
in this fucking universe you don't know who fucking Hans Zimmer is.
Who the fuck is Hans Zimmer?
Oh, God, I hate you so much. Yeah, they just... God. Oh, they made Ants. That's the movie that they made, and that was a huge piece of shit that no
The
one cared
shitty
about.
Bugs Life clone?
Yeah,
And
and they did it specifically to compete with the Bugs Life. Obviously, we know which one came out on top. But yeah, this this
can we watch
movie.
Bugs Life on the show? That's what I'll pick. I can't pick it next because we're doing Wes Anderson movies next. But after that, I'm picking.
No,
Bugs
no, no. We're
Life.
not doing Wes Anderson movies next. We're doing fucking
We're doing Dark
Crystal.
Crystal next, but then we're each picking a Wes Anderson movie. Is what we agreed on.
Oh, okay. All right, all right, all right. I thought you said we're doing Wes Anderson movies next.
No. We're doing.
Let's say I'm
next
fucking
time.
super hyped to
I'm saying our
Dark Crystal
next
again.
like choose movie round is
Oh,
Wes
okay,
Anderson
okay.
movies. But then I'm picking A Bug's Life, so you can't escape, Kathy. In about 3 months, you're gonna have to watch A Bug's Life.
Yeah, they actually won a lot of awards. 12 wins and 27 nominations. Academy Awards for Best Song. They were both the nominee and the winner there. Blockbuster Entertainment Awards. Oh yeah, Mariah Carey and Whitney Houston were in this movie. Oh, okay, they were singing though. It doesn't credit them on fucking IMDb though. That's so weird. Well, in the spot that I was in anyway. Yeah, When You Believe. That's the song that won the Oh, no. It's Best Music Original Song is what they got the award for, and the nomination was Best Music Original Musical and Comedy Score. Oh, I don't
Okay,
know
so it
what
was the
that
whole
means though.
score.
Yeah.
Okay.
They got Grammy Awards for Best Song Written for a Motion Picture, TV, or other visual. So they got that for When You Believe. Also, they also got a nominee for a Grammy in 2000. So this movie went on for like a while. ASCAP Film and Television Music Awards, Best Song, Critics' Choice Awards, Best Animated Film, tied with The Bug's Life, and they also got a Best Song for When You Believe. Online Film Critics Society Awards, Best Original Score, Golden Globes. Oh, Best Original Score, nominee for also Best Original Song as well. Goddamn, there's a fuckload more of awards too. Yeah, they won a lot. There's the Stinkers Bad Movie Awards, Worst Song in a Motion Picture, Mariah Carey, Would You Believe? So these guys fucking hated this this movie, I guess. Yeah, but yeah. Yeah, there's like a ton of shit.
Yeah, I guess this movie was pretty prolific. But let's
Mhm.
talk about our wrap-up questions. First of all, favorite character in this movie film, Kathy.
I'm gonna
Can
say
we even pick a favorite character in this movie? Kind of sounds like against the point, huh?
I'm gonna say my favorite character is God.
Okay. Why? What did God do in this movie that you liked?
I like God.
No, but like in this movie though.
He protected the people of Israel from Egyptian tyranny.
It's true. By killing a bunch of children, he did. What about you, Mo? Who's your favorite character?
Well, I really like Moses. He's just like the best character in the movie and all that. He's got like, it tells people like, "Let my people go," blah. And all right, no, I'll be a dick because I don't know how to exactly like how do you pick a favorite character in a Bible story, right? Like it's sort of like should we all default to God?
No,
But no, like well, I guess I'll pick Moses if I've got to pick a favorite
I'm not asking
character.
you, to be clear, Mo, I'm not asking you who your favorite character is in the Bible story of Moses. I'm asking you who your favorite character is in the DreamWorks animated film Prince of
Okay,
Egypt.
all right. I'm sorry. I'm not taking it the wrong way. I was just like, I don't know. It's like, are you supposed to really say favorite character with the Bible story? You've done fantastically well as an animated movie, but no. I guess I'll say Moses.
That's definitely fair, and I feel like that might be where I'm landing too. My head is kind of going between a few, but I think I'm just
No love for
coping.
the Pharaoh, which is my other like favorite character in the movie. I
Like
thought he was done
like
really
you mean
well.
Dad Pharaoh or Ramesses?
Ramses. Or
Yeah, Ramesses.
you could do either one. Like they're all fantastic. Ralph Fiennes does the voice for Ramesses.
Yeah, Ramesses was really good. I liked a lot of the side characters too. The priests were fun. The brother and the sister and the wife. The wife was fun. And she drops him down the well, and her little sister says, "That's why Dad says she'll never get married." That was pretty good. But I will go ahead and give it to Moses at the end. At the end of the day, this was a story about Moses, and he took center stage, and he did really well. He was a charming character. He went through a satisfying arc. So I'll go ahead and give it to Moses. Shout out to your boy Moses, your boy young Moses. What about your favorite scene, Mo Diggity?
Oh, definitely the oh man. See, I am going to say the parting of the Red Sea because that whole freaking scene is just great. But there's like a point in this movie where it does get a little bit slow in the middle there, but then as it starts to pick up again after Moses shows back up to talk to Pharaoh, you're getting fantastic scene after fantastic scene after fantastic scene, like one right after another. So like that whole like because like the last quarter of the movie is just nothing but absolutely great. Even though like this movie is absolutely fantastic. Uh, I'll go ahead and go with the parting of the Red Sea because it's sort of like the whole scene in my opinion was like really well done. You could tell it was Oscar bait though because like you could tell that the director was like, okay, you animator, you motherfucker, you better make that fucking whale pop while we make this freaking show. I want the little fishes to surround it. I want the lightning to I want to hear the fucking whale. Don't fuck me on this. I want that Oscar. You could sort of tell that whole entire scene was Oscar bait, but it was absolutely fantastically done. The column of fire, God directly intervenes without Moses really asking him to. So God acts of his own volition to protect the Hebrews and Moses as Moses is leading them out of Egypt to freedom. And then they got lost in a desert for 40 years. But that's a story for another day. I like how the movie also ends with Moses coming down off the mountain with the Ten Commandments. Also,
Yeah, that was
so
really cool.
I thought that was
Right.
that was like a great shot to end on. Uh, but yeah, I'll definitely give the parting of the Red Sea. I'll give the nod to scene of the movie right there.
I'm personally going to give it to the song slash Hellfire sequence between Moses and Ramesses, the "Let My People Go" song. You know what I'm talking about? I don't know what it's actually called.
Fuck.
Kathy, do you know?
What song?
I closed out all the
The
music stuff, so
the
shit.
song between Moses and Ramesses when the Egypt is like burning down and shit about letting my
Yeah, the
people go.
yeah, the plague song.
The plague song. Yes. Okay. Yeah, I'd say that's my favorite scene. I really liked how it was executed. I liked obviously like all the visuals of like the hellfire raining down on Egypt and like the locusts flying around and shit. The fucking frogs everywhere. Like this whole like big Armageddon centerpieced by a song being sung by Moses about how he regrets it, and then Ramesses comes in about and too, and it's kind of it becomes like a competing song between the two of them, even though they're not actually singing, they can't actually hear each other. It's a good scene. It's shot well, and the song is good. So that's what I'm gonna give it to.
You know what? There was a really cool shot. I think it was that song or like one of the other ones. It's supposed to be a picture of Moses, but like it's like in red and blue or like a contrasting colors, and then it splits off into two sides, and it turns out to be Moses's face, and then Ramses's face. I really really liked that shot. I thought that was cool.
Yeah, that's pretty good. What about you, Kathy? What was your favorite scene?
I'm gonna have to say, the parting of the Red Sea. It was just really well done and really well animated.
I
It's
guess
it's
I'm
a
the only
pretty
cool and unique one in the room, huh?
yeah.
Man, fuck your face, bitch. I'm sorry, I fell for the Oscar bait. Okay.
Yeah, fair. You were successfully Oscar baited.
Yeah. Be like, bravissimo! Yes, throw roses at the screen. Bravissimo!
Um,
You don't even know what I'm referencing.
no. But folks, what would you like to rate this movie out of 10? I'm gonna start, and you know what? Fuck it. I've been a little bit tepid. I've been thinking maybe I want to knock it down a point or two, but you know what? Fuck it. I think it deserves it. This is a 10 out of 10 movie.
Uh, uh, I wouldn't give it 10 out of 10, but like not for like I don't know. It's well fuck.
I'm gonna have to say 9 out of 10. This movie was pretty good, but it doesn't stick as close to the Bible as it should.
Yeah, it doesn't really respect the source material.
Oh, fuck off. Shut the fuck up. Oh my god. It literally says at the beginning of the movie that it's taking artistic liberties. It's meant to be a entertaining work of fiction.
Yeah, where was Moses' side character, Snarf Snarf? You know, where was
Yeah.
he?
He
Where was
wasn't
him with his bag of potato chips? No, it was Niblet. Never mind, that's South Park. Snarf Snarf! Oh!
We all know about Moses' sidekick, Snarf, who also was in Thundercats.
Snarf,
too.
no, Snarf Snarf. I was trying to be legally distinct so that way they can't
Oh,
get
okay,
sued.
so he's Snarf, so he's not Snarf from Thundercats. That's a common misconception. Okay.
Yes. Get your shit right, motherfucker.
Gotcha. What number did you give it, Mo? I don't know if you gave one.
9.5 out of 10, just because it's kind of hard for me to give any movie a 10 out of 10.
Yeah, that's fair. I think I'm just a positive guy. That's the thing about when I do this show. Like, I always like feel like an idiot because we'll pick like a movie that's supposed to be bad, and Kath will be like, "This is 1 out of 10. This is the worst," and I'll be like, "It was fun. It's like a 7." Like I'm just a positive guy. I think.
Stop being so
What did I give
positive.
American
More-
Psycho 2? A 6.5?
Yeah.
That movie was fun. But all right, gamers. So next time, we have this issue crew rotation, movie review rotation. We'll be talking about The Dark Crystal, the Jim Henson film, I believe, if I'm correct.
Yay! I get to go, like, dude, this. Alright, I'm gonna be real with you. When I was a kid, this movie scared the shit out of me. The Skeksis fucking scared me. Like, everything about it was fucking frightening.
I'm excited to hear what the Skeksis is. But we'll find out in 2 weeks, maybe 3 weeks for the folks at home, because I am gonna try. Because I was a week ahead before, and I might try to restore that. So I might do an extra one with like Crow or something. But as for next week's regular recording slot, Kathy, I talked to Crow, and I have a proposition for you.
Yeah.
How would you feel about doing Xavier season 2 next week? Crow Royalty has agreed to watch the whole show and join us.
Let's go. Yes.
So let's go. Next week we'll talk about Xavier season 2. But thank you all for listening, gamers. Moside Gaming, where can our listeners locate you on the internet?
Well, they can locate me at twitter.com/MSG official YT. I did cuck to fucking Zuckerberg, and I did make a Threads
Oh
account.
my
Well,
god.
and by make a Threads account, I mean I just logged into my old Instagram account and just like sent it over to Threads as well. So it's like I practically already had one anyway. Uh, you know, quick review. It's not bad. It's a decent Twitter clone. 6 out of 10. There's nothing that really blows my mind. It was discovered that it does have rate limits, and people are really, really pissed about that because we just got done tearing fucking Elon a new asshole over that, and
Yeah, what's
fucking
with these
Threads has
fucking
that
rate
too.
limits? What the hell? Does
I
Facebook
don't
have
know.
rate limits? Does Instagram
No,
have
no,
rate
no one
limits?
else but these
No,
two now
no,
have rate limits.
no. They're just like literally killing themselves. Like literally. Like nobody's. Like everybody's just gonna move to a new platform when it gets invented. Nobody's gonna use Twitter anymore.
Yeah, the you can literally just have like your URL say fucktwitter.com and it be like the fucking Twitter clone and people will just flock to that.
I think you can get sued for that. I don't think you could
Well,
call it
yeah, I mean,
fucktwitter.com.
okay, well, chill on like taking it literally. No, no, yeah, 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 yeah. The threads ain't too bad. It's okay. It's nothing to write home about yet, but kind of fun. And I'm getting decent exposure over there. Like the fix ain't in, so to speak, where only like check marks are getting exposure. Like people with check marks that I've been following for years are talking directly to me and are being friendly with me. So I'm happy for that. So, and I do enjoy that because I do like to conversate. I do like the company. I don't like being alone on social media. I think that's the big reason why everyone's addicted to social media is because we're on here, and if no one fucking talks about it, the crushing loneliness really gets to you. And then when someone likes your shit, you're like, oh my god, let's be best friends for life and play Fortnite 5 hours a day. You know?
Yes.
Yeah,
I've met a couple
yeah, yeah.
friends that way. They liked what I did, so I was like, "Yes, you are my friend now."
Yeah, pretty much most side gaming everywhere. MSG official YT on Twitter. Come check me out. Oh, and most side gaming at kick.com also. I love Kick.
I'm known for converting my fans into the Riely podcast cult. Demi Gloom started as a fan. I converted her. Alex started as a fan. I converted her.
Who are like the original like apostles of the cult of Riley?
The apostles of the cult of Riely. I don't know if I have any apostles.
Like
Everybody
somebody
except me
who
is just a peon.
no 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 somebody who didn't like an original member of the church who was not converted.
Okay, well, I mean that's most of them in reality, like Gingy and Penguin, you, Andrew. The only fans I've really converted are Demi Gloom and Alex, and kind of Harry Otter a little bit.
Yeah.
You know how it is. But folks, Kathy, they can't find you anywhere, right? There's nowhere for Kathy. They can find you
They
on the
can
Crow's
find me.
Nest, episode
Hold
1.
on.
Okay.
They can find me in their walls.
Ah, yes, of course. But folks, you could find me in the description or on my Twitter at Riely Tweets in the pinned tweets. There's a link tree that's linktr.ee/Riely Cinematic Universe. It's got links to all of my podcast projects and all the sorts of other stuff I do on the internet. So you can peep that, check that out, click on my stuff, listen to my stuff, enjoy it, and consume it in your life. And thank you all for listening to Issue Crew Movie Reviews. I've been Riely.
And I've been Mo.
I am in your walls.
And we'll see you next week.
Bye.